If you're ever like, I'm about to crash out over this nigga and go to jail, I don't care anymore, I'm about to do some atrocity level shit, go ahead and buy yourself something really, really nice. Maybe even something from an antique shop or a vintage store. I went to this beautiful store, and this is like sparkly almost as much as moissanite. I forget if it's Austrian or German crystal, but it was somewhere made between the Great Depression and like the 1950s. It sparkles so brilliantly that even though it's not facing the sunlight at all, you can see it in this. And the woman, the sweet, wonderful older woman at the antique store, she told me, this is a prized possession. I was told by the woman who owned it, she owned it her entire life. She lived to be like 110 years old, very much like a wonderful spirit. She gave this to me, and before she did, she said to give it to someone who you know would really love, value, and cherish it. Make sure that person would absolutely 100% love and cherish it with her whole heart and soul, and that they would be happy with it. And I love it so much. So, simply put, the reason I'm not at this nigga's house crashing out, pulling the left eye, doing God knows what unholy, just inflammatory, disgusting, vile, sickening things to him right at this second is because I look better in diamonds and jewelry than I do in an orange jumpsuit. It wouldn't do anything for my shoulders or my hips. And also because wouldn't it suck if like some lovely older woman gave someone else their most prized possession that they've had their entire life, and it's so beautiful, and I never even got the chance to wear it to somewhere nice with a cute new guy who probably could treat me 10 times better because I was too busy focusing on someone who did me dirty. It's like I owe it to that woman, if whoever she is, to wear this beautiful ornament on a beautiful dress and have a beautiful night out and a beautiful rest of my life, and to savor what I can out of this life, because if I go to jail for however many years, I can't wear something this beautiful. And then by the time I get back, someone would probably toss it in the garbage thinking it was just some generic jewelry you could get from the justice store or something, and that's not right. And you have to realize your life is just as valuable and sparkly and rare as this nice little piece of history that was created like a whole century ago. 100 years ago, this piece was made. And I have the valuable chance to enjoy it and the time I live in and the life I have. And I can enjoy all sorts of experiences that also weren't afforded to people back in the day if you really think about it. Like, I live in a time where it's like, I am not owned by a man. I have my own bank account, I have a job, I have my own income, I can afford to feed myself, clothe myself, vibrators exist and I can get them myself. I can go to the doctor and usually get my own treatment and schedule my own appointments and shit. I have control and autonomy over my own life. Why would I want to like go to jail over some bitch ass man who probably wouldn't even be that affected by the shit I did anyway, because they bounce back surprisingly fast. Like, they just, oof, some of these niggas are psychopathic. Like, why would I want to miss out on the beauty of life because I think that that man was the only beauty I had in life, and thinking that losing him was so devastating, when in reality keeping him around would have brought me more hell. Why would I even want to entertain this man more? There's a lot more out there for me to do. I have done some crazy shit to niggas. I have. I'm not gonna say what exactly. I don't know the statute of limitations. If I do, then I'm gonna say some stories, but let's just say eventually you just like anytime after I did it, I kind of thought to myself, okay, let me just lay low, block him on everything, focus on myself. What hobbies do I have that I could be savoring and enjoying? What things could I be doing? Like, I have art pieces that I'm working on. This looks better in person. Charcoal and like oil pastel and watercolor and all of that. And it's fun to work on. It's fun to make a masterpiece instead of seeing some dude out there who's a massive piece of shit as the only like work of art in my life. That's not true. I can do so much more than this man has ever done for me. I can make paintings and portraits and rap and sing songs and wear lovely flowy dresses. Like, I'm pretty sure that even if I just went outside with like a nice flowy dress and felt the sun on my skin and the wind like blowing my skirt around my legs, I would feel 10 times more bliss than this man could ever give me. So why would I risk giving up my fucking life just for that piece of shit ain't nigga? I mean, piece of shit ain't shit, but also is shit nigga. Also, something I like to do after I go through a breakup is also buy myself a piece of jewelry. You can go to an antique store, but sometimes what I also like to do is I like to do a testament to myself. Like go on a website like AliExpress, Shein, Temu, like one of those websites where you know it's going to take a while to get your package and stuff. God, this is so pretty. Look at it. Oh, I love it. And then wait until just like, you know, basically tell you make a dedication to yourself that whatever happens, like try not to focus on this man. Then eventually you'll go through hard times, but then enough time will pass and then you'll just be like, oh, what's this package for me? I don't remember this. You'll get it and you'll be like, holy shit, a beautiful ring. And then sometimes I see it as like, hey, congratulations. Like you forgot about this ring and you forgot about this nigga by the time the ring arrived. So now you get to wear it. Like some little $1 ring off of Wish.com sometimes has made me cry because I would feel so accomplished, like I got over him. I thought I would never get over him, but by the time I got this ring, I totally forgot he ever existed. And then other times it had been like, and if you don't, then hey, guess what? It's still a test. Like no matter what the fuck happened, did you crash out? Did you cry? Did you hit him up a bunch of times? Guess what? It still marks that a month or some weeks had passed, and that no matter what, time always passes. And just like you forgot about ordering that fucking ring, you're gonna forget about that man. You get to reward yourself as a little treat. It could be a little reward for forgetting about him, or it could just be a little treat to pick you up and remind yourself that you can do most for yourself, more than the person you're about to crash out over. That's important. You have to show yourself self-love and value what you have in your life, because if you don't, you're going to lose track of what matters, and then you'll find yourself being afraid every time you hear like cop cars in your area because you're too busy thinking that you need to hurt someone else, when in reality you're just going to hurt yourself. Like you'll hurt them too, but like you'll probably hurt yourself way more. Your reputation, your self-esteem, everything. Just, and also if you are going to crash out of that nigga, just find a balance. You know, you don't have to pull a total left eye. You ain't got to set his car on fire. Just key that shit and then casually go home and plan a date that same evening so that they don't know it's you. I don't know. Sorry, that's a fucked up thing to say, but I don't know. Well, I'm just saying, if you knew, just think of it like this. If you're like, that's a fucked up thing to end this video with, maybe. But imagine an alternate timeline where you are dating some girl or whatever and they watch this video and then they go, I guess I'll just key his car. And then you get your car slightly keyed in a way that's barely noticeable. Like, yeah, that's annoying, but would you rather her have set it on fire if she didn't hear me say this? I'm just saying. Okay, ideally don't do shit to their cars. But I don't know. My mom did set a dude's car on fire back in the day, and she got a light slap on the wrist. She had like a week of community service, and she was on good behavior. She was nice. But anyway, ideally, the moral of the story, don't do it. Don't do it. Do not pour any more love or hate into that man. Or you can hate on him, it's fine, but pour more love into yourself than hate on that man. So instead of just sitting in bed crying in the fetal position, thinking about ways that you might take a shit on his porch, just be like, Or I can go to a nice antique store and talk with the sweet old ladies and learn about their histories and lives and ask them about cool precious metals and have something cute to wear on my date with like my friends who love me or my family who cares about me, or just me when I feel like going out by myself and eating and feeling good. Or hell, like wear it on a date with the next person who will, you promise, will be 10 times better than the person that you're willing to crash out over. Peace out. Bye.